iniquity like water. And you have certain men that walk around with higher mind. They've been deceived. So it's only when you come to this truth, when you come to this camp, when you come to camps of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai in Great Millstone under the leadership of the elder apostles, that's when you learn to understand humility. Right? You start to read that there's more going on in the world than just you.
Yeah.
Come on now.
This is Sirach 10 and verse 9. Why is earth and ashes proud?
Right.
There is not a more wicked thing than a covetous man, for such an one setteth his own soul to sale, because while he liveth, he casteth away his bowels.
Beautiful.
This is Sirach 10 and verse 9. Why is earth and ashes proud?
Why is earth and ashes proud, meaning man? Why are you proud? Come on now.
There is not a more wicked thing than a covetous man, for such a one setteth his own soul to sale, because while he liveth he casteth away his bowels. May I say something on this as well, Baba Kishar? I was just thinking about what you were saying about humus, and the scriptures say the greater thou art, the more one should humble thyself. Now, using the logic of the world, you think that you get somewhere by lifting yourself up. But really the way the Most High works is that the more you lower yourself, the more He'll raise you up. So it shows you that the wisdom of the world is foolishness with the Most High. And another thing it could be likened to is that with singing, I'm not the best singer, but I know a few things. If you want to raise your voice to sing high, you've really got to go low. So your mind will tell you to raise your voice to sing at a higher pitch. Just try and push your voice up, but really you've got to push your voice down.
Wow.
Complicated thing, but when you learn to push it down, that's when you can hit higher notes. And that's basically with this truth. Push yourself down and you will ascend higher, because
And that's a gift within itself. To push yourself down is actually a gift. You have to be strength. You have to be, imagine you're up there, you're high. Can you imagine having the strength to humble yourself? That is a level of strength, spiritual strength to do that. Because a lot of people that have power, they can't go low.
yes.
So you have to have that kind of humility. That is actual power within itself. To know that you're someone like Yahweh Shai, he was better than all the rest, yeah?
Yes.
And he put himself down.
Yes. Good point.
That proves how powerful the strength is.
It was balanced.
He was balanced.
You had power.
Yeah.
But you
So
understood
No, that's right. You
order.
finished the point beautifully.
That same order we're supposed to acknowledge
yeah.
and to follow.
Baba Kusha, read that
That's
first
the
two
real,
bits.
That's the real meaning of a Christian.
I'm gonna
If you
get
call yourself
back
a
up.
Christian, a follower of Hamashiach Yahweh Shai, you should understand balance. Right? You might have great power in the knowledge,
Yes.
but at the same time, acknowledge what? That you ain't shit, man.
Knowledge puffeth up.
Right? Because Yahweh Shai still humbled himself. It's in it's like Philippians. If I can get Philippians. So it says on Philippians chapter 2, verse 5, let this mind be in you, which is also in Hamashiach Yahweh Shai, who, being in the form of the Most High, thought it not robbery to be equal with the Most High, but made himself of no reputation,
Wow, that's beautiful.
and took upon him the form of a servant, and was made in the likeness of men. And being found in fashion as a man, he humbled himself and became obedient unto death, even the death of the cross. Wherefore the Most High also have highly exalted him and given him a name and given him.
Yep.
So Yahweh Shai, as great as he was, the Most High still gave him things, man.
Yeah.
The Most High still gave him things. Gave him strength. That's why Yahweh Shai had to pray to Yahweh. for strength. That's why I had to go into the wilderness for 40 days and 40 nights, man. He had to pray. Because he couldn't do it by himself. It was the Heavenly Father that strengthened him. Even he himself. How much more us? And I confess myself, I don't pray like how I should, man. That's probably why the Lord get at me, man. But you know?
We all go through stages, brother. We all go through that.
But it say, wherefore the Most High also have highly exalted him and given him a name which is above every name. That's above every name.
That's a cut to the Muslims.
All them, Muhammad.
I'm always looking for those, man, because I hate them.
I know you're getting there, brother.
Muhammad.
You grabbed that quickly, boy.
Right? Buddha.
Yeah, man. Allah bak.
Right? You get me? Man, all the more idols in East India. What, man? In Pakistan, man, the Lord Most High put a flood up in there, man.
Good.
What's it, man? Hare Krishna doing for you, East Elon, man. Right?
Wasn't there a time when they threw their idols away? Some of them threw their idols away in lockdown.
Yeah. They had a bulldozer, man. And just went through and just throw up all the idols, man, out of the country. And destroyed them. You can look that up. You see? So that's right, man.
Did you want me to read this one again?
Yeah, because that's what's in the back here.
If I may,
the first one, I think.
All right, Sirach 10 and verse 9. Is that what you want?
Yeah.
Why is earth and ashes proud?
Woo, earth and ashes. Stop this up. Let me back you up on this one. Isaiah 38 verse 18. For the grave cannot praise thee. Death cannot celebrate thee. They that go down into the pit, right, cannot hope for thy truth. The living, he shall praise thee, as I do this day. The father, the children shall make known thy truth. For the Lord was ready to save me. Therefore we will sing my songs to the string instruments all the days of my life in the house of the Lord. Break it up, brother.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Salakia, read it again,
The
Brother
grave,
Shah.
yes, Salakia. Isaiah 38 verse 18. For the grave cannot praise thee. Death cannot celebrate thee. They that go down into the pit cannot hope for thy truth.
Salakia, Brother Shah. So, what does Ecclesiastes, I think it's 12 and 13 say? Let us hear the conclusion of the matter. Fear the Most High and keep His commandments, for this is the whole duty of man. So your purpose on the earth, being an Israelite man, hopefully of the elect, is to serve the Most High. You know, how do you serve Him? By teaching this truth. You know, making known the words that have been revealed unto us. So, you know, what does it say? Not before swine. Casting our bread on the water. We're out here hoping that the elect will hear, and if they're passing by, we're, you know, putting out this word. That's the purpose of man. If we were dead, we wouldn't be able to do this work. And that's the interesting thing, because in my own case personally, there's situations where I thought to myself, hey, you know what, man, if I'm not dead, it's for a reason, because there's no mistakes or no coincidence with the Most High. So basically, if I'm in the world, I'm probably in the world to live a life and catch a nuke. If I'm in the truth, I'm here to serve Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. So hopefully, if I do what's pleasing to the Lord, He's not going to kill me today. Beautiful. And every day I think that. It's like, you know, that's why I walk with fear in this truth. It's like, what did we read earlier about being wary of offences? Because knowing this truth, we're held to a higher standard. Because even the apostles brought out this week that judgment is going to begin with them that know that they're Israelites. Because judgment's going to begin at the house of the Lord. So knowing this truth, it makes you all the more fearful of putting a foot wrong. So it's like, honestly, man, there's situations where, so like I'm going back a bit, but when I was in my early 20s, there was a point where I was thinking to myself, shit, if I don't do this, the Most High might kill me. Man. And that's literally how I was moving with fear. If I don't do this,
That's
the
a
Most
early
High might
calling.
just strike me
That's
dead,
a early
man.
calling.
That's all I got to say on that.
Yeah.
And it's a healthy fear, man.
Yes.
And it's like I said that's all I've got to say, but it's the righteous fear. Because having righteous fear, we're bold. Like the guy that come up earlier, I don't want to be on camera. It's like, you're trying to hide, man. We're not trying to hide anything. You know, Esau knows who we are. He's seen us. He's probably got our faces up on some fucking
Right.
wall posters. You know, they have their wall somewhere.
On the wall saying
And they got
this
their
man,
map
that
saying,
man.
yeah. We're tracking this guy.
Yeah.
You know, but who gives a shit, man? Because really, it's the Most High who we need to fear. You know, what does it say? Fear not him that can kill the body, but rather fear him that can destroy both body and soul in hell. You know, we're afraid of the King of Terrors. And by being afraid of the Most High, that takes away your fear of anything else. See, a lot of them Christians, they don't like to admit this, but really they fear Satan. That's why they don't ever want to deal with no.
Yeah.
Oh, it's
They-
like, you know,
as soon as the Bible come in, man.
Yeah.
They run and hide and they can't deal with certain precepts.
I plead the
'Cause
blood of
Satan is-
Jesus.
They can't
You know, all that
eat the
kind of
whole
stuff.
roll.
They can't.
eat it.
yeah.
But there's certain parts there that they're offended by. It says, blessed is he that shall not be offended. Because Yahweh said, what I come in the volume, the whole
the
volume
book.
of the
Whole
book.
bit, man. Yeah,
Yep.
man. Eat everything.
But if you're offended by the bitter,
Yep.
how you gonna know the Lord? If you're offended, if you want to eat the sweet, you're partial in your knowledge.
Yep.
You gotta eat the whole thing. That's why your Paul said to the brothers, listen, I'm not shunned to declare unto you
The whole gospel.
gospel. The whole thing. The bitter and the sweet. Right?
That's why we get into it, man, and we love getting into it. Like, it's like, I remember talking to my dad one time, and I'm not going to disrespect my dad, but he doesn't understand the truth. And I've tried to break it down to him a number of times, but there's parts that he can't understand, and I have to accept that because the scriptures say, if thy father's wisdom fail, bear with him.
Yes.
Because thy father's shame is no glory to thee. Something along those lines. So basically, if your father's not understanding the truth,
You have to be patient. Patient
You've got to
with
be patient with them and hope that maybe them, because through your works, maybe your family may be delivered. You know?
Yes.
But whatever. My point is that one of the things my dad said to me is that when I gave him the Bible and stuff, he's like, oh, but you know, every time I try and write, he said two things. Every time I try and read the Bible, I start to feel a bit tired. And I said, Dad, the same thing happened to me. I said, that's a spirit. Because the evil spirits that are on you, when you open the Bible for the first time, you read a few verses, oh, I feel tired. But you got to fight through that tiredness because the spirit's trying to make you fall asleep so you don't hear the word. So you fight through that. But another point he said is, but you know, and then you get into the genealogies where it said this person begat that person and he begat that, and I couldn't follow it. And I remember thinking to myself, hang on a minute, the genealogies are some of the best parts of the Bible because, like, for example, it says so much. Like, when you're talking about nations, you go through the genealogies, you're like, okay, this is where Abraham came from this person, and then Abraham begat Jacob and Esau, and then that's how the Israelites get, you know, we see all the, that's like meat, man. Good meat. And like, for example, Yahushai's genealogy, it goes right back, you know, that's deep stuff and it's exciting to us. So there's no part of the Bible which we feel, oh, that's boring, I don't want to do with that. But that's why you get a lot of scoffers on the fucking comment boards, man. So lucky I'm going in, but scoffers on the comment boards, they'll watch the videos about, oh, he's cursing out the black woman and, oh, he's cursing out Esau. But when we get into like, okay, breaking down Daniel 7,
Yes.
or breaking down Revelation, what is it, 17 or something like that. Oh, they tune out, they don't want to hear. Like, for example, this week on Apostle Gabar's page, you had these fucking ignorant niggas on the comment board talking shit about, oh, how can you say the IUIC is a wicked church? Don't you know that there might be sincere members in there? But like, if you watch the Apostle Gabar's videos, he's always saying that the elect will be in these groups and they're going to come out of it.
Yes.
So they were basically showing that they were unlearned men. But the reason why they got offended is because he asked them on the comment board, so where do you go out and teach? Crickets. They don't go out and teach. And then they start trying to say, oh, but camps are wicked and we don't follow men. But hang on a minute, Yahushua made camps himself. He sent the disciples out 2 by 2. You know what I'm saying? It's like, my point is that there's no aspect of this gospel that we shun to declare. Even the whole rape thing, that was a controversial topic at some point in the past, but we just declared it the way the Bible says it. When it comes to dealing with sodomites, we declare it the way the Bible says it. When it comes to dealing with adultery, anything, we don't shun to declare this whole word. But the Christians, they don't, as you said, they don't deal with the whole role, man. They just want to deal with the sweet part. Jesus is love.
Yeah,
and if you accept Jesus in your heart, you'll have no hate.
There you go.
Go on.
There's Acts chapter 20 verse 26. Wherefore I take you to record this day that I am pure from the blood of all men. For have not shunned to declare unto you all the counsel of the Most High.
All.
All of it, man. All of the counsel.
This is riches,
Right?
man.
All of it. Even the parts that you might be offended by. And there's basic things that a lot of our people are offended by. When you tell them that Esau's going into slavery.
Yeah. That's
You know
a big
the way they get
offense.
offended by that? And they turn them off so. They turn them off. They're like, listen, make them think that we're racist or we're a cult. White people are the
You
devil.
promote hatred.
And they'll turn them off quick time because the world tell them that it's all about love and equality.
Yes.
And it doesn't matter what you look like. Right? No, there's no discrimination. Because this truth is discriminative.
Yep.
It's very discriminative. If you're not of our nation, your ass is going into slavery.
That's right.
And when we tell it to our people, that dread come over them. That veil of dread. That dread. Dread come on them, man. Like rain. And it swish them away, man. We have to run down the road. Yeah? It's that dread. It's like, you guys are racists. You got that right. Why should we not be racist? Any more people have any more right to be a racist than us? All you nations have been racist toward us.
That's right.
How dare you?
That shows you how much of a...
How dare you? You try to say, you're a racist. You're goddamn right.
That's right, and we have every reason to be.
You're right.
We're not the one hiding history.
We got out, man. If you're the ones that's ashamed, we gotta phone the police.
Yeah.
Call them, man. Assholes, man.
You know,
Talking about, if you've been raped, don't be afraid to call this number.
exactly.
No, what they say on the trains? Report what you see.
Yeah,
Exactly,
see
report what you
it,
Say it, yeah,
sorted,
say it.
yeah.
Fucking if I'm working for you. You're not even fucking paying me and you want me to go. I'm not gonna do it anyway, but
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
If you see something,
Say
say
something.
something.
Yeah. If you've been sexually abused, call this number.
Yeah.
Well, we've been abused for centuries.
So, yeah, nobody's
But how dare you
Yeah,
niggas
yeah.
say anything?
Yeah,
Yeah.
right.
The hypocrisy.
Hypocrisy, brother.
You know? It's like we're lower than dog. You know? You a dog. You should be grateful for the morsel that
Yeah,
dropped
yeah,
from our
yeah.
table.
Yeah.
If you don't like it here, go back to your own country.
Go country, you remember that?
This is it. Verse 27. Acts 20 verse 27. For I have not shunned to declare unto you all the counsel of the Most High. Some man shun. Some men are afraid to declare unto all of you, man. Some man they shun away because they don't want to get persecuted. Some man don't want to get persecuted, man. They don't want to be seen as a castaway. They don't want to be seen as a sexist or a terrorist or a racist.
Or even a misogynist.
That's what it's all real for them. See, you can't come out here in a garment and pretend.
Exactly.
You can't pretend. You're only a prophet of your Habashim, your Shah if you declare all of it, man.
Yep.
You have to get all. You can't declare parts of it and think you're a prophet. You ain't no damn prophet. The Most High knows your mind.
Yeah.
You know, He knows what you're doing. You're afraid. You're ashamed. And when it's going to say, "He that's ashamed of me,"
Some
I will
man
be
should
ashamed of him. Because you're ashamed. And
Fundamentals.
the Lord can
man.
see it. There's certain things you don't want to talk about because the women are there.
Yes.
Fuck them, man.
Yeah,
That's right.
Yeah.
If they walk away, let them fucking walk away. He said that women should get RA, you know, fucking thing, man. Women like being, you know, what, man?
It's their secret desire.
Slap me, dominate me. You won't be a lot of time I've been in a situation like that woman telling me to do that to them. Instructing man, you know.
That's something not a woman to teach.
Woman teaching me what to do.
You know what, man? Esau's done a real number on our women. They're so confused. They don't know up from down, left from right, right from wrong, good from bad. They're so bugged out. Because when you think about the doctrine of this world, it literally makes no sense. You know, they've got it to now where there's an innumerable amount of genders.
Yeah.
It doesn't add up. So
Can't keep count, man.
it has to be a spiritual drunkenness that's upon our people to be so just gone,
It's
man.
intoxicated, man.
Yeah,
By
but-
all the wine of this earth. You truly believe in all these multiple, numerous genders. You can't even keep track.
And where's the proof?
Yeah,
You know
yeah.
what I'm saying?
Where's the fucking proof, man? Esau ain't bringing, like, he's making these lies, but once upon a time, people would say, oh, where's the factual evidence? There's no facts to support this whole bullshit, but yet people believe in it. And you know why? It's because they're scared of the beast. That's what it boils down to. That's why they're bowing down and worshipping the system. That's why when the MOTB gets pushed, they're going to give their power over to the beast and take it, because they never had a backbone. And that's what lockdown taught me as well, man. These people taking the clot shots and stuff, the reason why they were taking it is because they never stood up for anything in their lives. Since day dot, they were always like, you know,
Yeah.
I've got to do what the system tells me, and, you know, basically acquiescing to the system. So if these people have always never stood for anything, how are they going to stand for something when the real test comes? That's why coming out here week in, week out is a good thing to do if you are a believer in this truth, because
Yeah.
that's going to build your faith.
Beautiful.
Because coming out here, it builds up your resilience.
Yeah.
Like you're not just sitting there in the safety of your home watching on YouTube.
Yeah, man.
You're actually putting yourself out here as like, because like, for example, I use this young brother as an example. This young brother's not in the camp, but let's say Esau was to roll on us today and he was to round us up. Is he going to say, oh, you two are in the camp, and
Yeah.
oh, you know, you're not in the camp, we're going to leave you. No, your ass is going to get rounded up too.
Same way, brother.
So, you know, coming to the camp and demonstrating your faith is not a light thing, man.
Right.
Not a light
Right.
thing.
It's something that the Most High will charge you for.
Exactly.
Precept, brother.
You come up here, man, and you present yourself, you're declaring an oath. You're declaring yourself a servant unto the Heavenly Father. The Lord will require it from you. You declare yourself, you come out here in my name, and I'm going to require it from you. Especially if the Lord has given you something. Remember, man, let me tell you something that's secret. Blessed are they that even hear these prophecies. Many great men have desired to even hear.
Yes.
Desired.
I don't believe, but just to hear it. We've received it. No, we have not only heard of it. We've received
Yeah,
it.
man.
We've digested it. We've taught it.
Yep.
We prayed on it.
Yeah.
We meditated on it. But there's certain great men that have desired just not even any of that, just the
Yeah.
Something basic, even that the Lord is a
just to hear,
so-called
just
black
to-
man.
Just to
Yeah,
taste it.
that's all it is. That's all it is.
Just to lick it, man.
Yeah, man.
Do you know what that makes you think of? You know, a woman you greatly desire.
Right.
You know, you desire her greatly. You like, yeah, if I could just,
I can just lick him.
yeah.
Oh man. So they say, oh, let me get this. Matthew chapter 13, verse 14, and in them is fulfilled the prophecy of Isaiah, which saith, by hearing ye shall hear,
Wow.
and shall not understand.
Imagine that.
You heard it, but you're so damn wicked. Your soul is so malicious that wisdom can't
Cannot
enter
enter.
into your ears because your ears are
Closed.
uncircumcised.
Yeah,
Yeah.
man. That's it. Closed up.
Your ears are uncircumcised. You don't man to come circumcise your ears, man. Take off the foreskin of your ears, man, and cast it away, man.
Salaki, that's a spirit.
Yeah,
you know what that
he's,
is? That's
he's from the other camp, yeah.
They come.
He came up
We talked
earlier.
about the chariot. Oh, he came earlier.
Yeah.
Wow, that's spiritual.
But you know what's even more spiritual? Remember on Saturday, the woman from Brixton came to the camp.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
that's 2 in a row.
yeah.
But you know, this world ain't that big, you know.
I'm telling you, Ark.
You know, it's not as big as Esau with his whole flipping, the earth is 65 million years old, was bullshit. Nah. It's finite. Obviously there's places we don't know about because the Most High's kept them sealed, but you know, it's not so big.
Yeah, right. Just say,
Damn.
right? By hearing ye shall hear and shall not understand. You see, all the time I try to break it down to a man or woman, ABC 1, 2, 3 style, and they still can't understand.
Them ears are blocked off, man.
Something basic like the Lord has a chosen people. They still can't get it. They're like, no, man, the world told me that we're all the same. And you know, man, you never read Isaiah chapter 2 where the Lord said the mountain of the Lord's house shall be established above all the hills.
They
So
don't
all the
hear
hills are not the same.
that. They don't hear that.
Doesn't that
There's
say
one that's above them all.
Jacob is the lot of his inheritance?
So there's no equality among the hills.
Yeah.
You know? So it says, and seeing ye shall not see and shall not perceive.
Wow.
So you might see, but you can't see. Your eye, you don't have the eye salve.
Yeah. And Esau loves to push. Seeing is believing. Do you know me, brother?
Yeah.
Right? See, you can see. You're not blind.
No. But you still can't see.
You don't have the little walking stick, man. They're like,
Yeah, trying to find your way.
you know, you can see, but you can't. It say, and seeing ye shall see, and shall not perceive.
Perceive.
You can't see what the brothers is talking about.
Yeah, man. Comprehend.
You can't comprehend it. It's all about, that's what all you're getting, get understanding.
How?
You need the understanding. In the time like this, you need, getting understanding is going to decipher between life or death. If you can't understand, you are sealed for death, man. And a horrible death at that. Because when the Lord unleashed the left-hand side of the spirit world on this world in the time of Jacob's trouble and time of great tribulation, I'm telling you, it's going to be a time of relentlessness. A time where there's going to be no angels on the right-hand side to guard you, to protect you, or to deliver you. The Lord will give you over to Satan. And Satan's going to have his way with the 2/3, man.
Yeah, they'd rather follow the devil than to hear.
They'd rather be proud to the end than humble themselves to the Lord, man.
Let me bring something more basic here. Yeah. All about the hatred, yeah? Galatians 4 verse 16. Am I therefore become your enemy? Because I tell you the truth. They zealously affect you, but not well. Yea, they would exclude you, that ye might affect them. But it is good to be zealously affected always in a good thing, and not only when I am present with you.
Read that again.
Galatians 4 verse 16. Am I therefore become your enemy? Because I tell you the truth.
Right, so that they can't perceive. They can't hear. So we become their enemy. Because the truth is not of this world. What it says, woe to the bloody city. For it's all full of what? Lies and robbery.
Corruption, everything.
The bloody city is a miracle. The city that dwelleth on high, over all the kindreds of the earth, full of lies and robbery, man. Come on now. You know.
Right. They zealously affect you, but not well. Yea, they would exclude you, that ye might affect them. But it is good to be zealously affected, always in good thing,
Right.
and not only when I am present with you,
You always zealously affected.
but in a good thing.
Well, not always when I'm with you. So always be zealously affected even when I'm not with you.
Wow.
So be zealous, man. So let the spirit of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua work within you brothers, man. Even when elders are not present. If the elders were the past, man, what would you brothers do? What would you do? Would you go forward back in the world? Don't ever do such a thing, man. Don't you dare do such a thing. Continue in so.
Continuing the things which thou hast learned.
Continue, man. If there be any purity, any good thing in this world, man. Any praise. Remember the purity. It says passed down from one generation to another. When that generation passed, remember the things that you was taught, the things that was passed down to you, the things that was taught to you. And continue in it. Even if no generation pass.
Yes.
Remember purity. But this world lacketh those things, man. This world is corrupt.
To go back into the world is like trying to go and live in a fucking garbage dump or something. Like imagine choosing rather to leave the safety of your home where it's clean to go and live in a fucking garbage dump. That's what it's like to go back into the world once you know this truth, man. Because there's nothing there but just death, filth, pollution. I mean, what's in the world, man?
Are we all right?
Yeah, we're all right. How are you? There's nothing in the world,
You might
man.
go to sleep.
Yeah.
Say, hello guys, see you sleeping. Go.
He's the only host for most. I don't know.
You might. Yeah, I remember that guy. Remember? Yeah, you remember that. Go.
No, my point is that there's nothing in the world, man. If you look at what's... Hey, let me read the scripture. This is 2nd Ezra 8 and 55. And therefore ask thou no more questions concerning the multitude of them that perish. For when they had taken liberty, they despised the Most High and thought scorn of his law
Despised.
and forsook his ways. Moreover, they have trodden down his righteous and said in their heart, there is no God. And yea, and knowing that they must die. You know, so this world is about to perish, man. Looking by any sort of metric, like looking at what's going on in terms of the economy,
Yes.
in terms of what's going on in terms of what do they call it, agriculture, the crops, looking at what's going on in terms of the energy supplies. All the signs, like all the arrows are pointing downwards, man.
Yeah.
And if you look at even the morality of this place is at the lowest, like the moral degradation is just at its apex. So knowing all these things, we have knowledge of the times. Why would you want to join yourself unto this dying society?
Decaying.
Yeah.
Yeah, but what Elder just said a while ago, Elder Dawood has said, they see these things but they can't perceive it.
Yeah.
It's madness though, isn't
It's
it?
mad, they see
It's as clear as day to
It's
us.
clear as day, and they still can't perceive, they can't calculate it. You know what I mean?
Oh, the inward thought is that their houses shall continue forever.
So it says
I said, "Delusion."
Isaiah 14, verse 10. Let me start from verse 11. Thy pomp is brought down to the grave, and the noise of thy vows. The worm is spread under thee,
Oops.
and the worms cover thee. Right, so
Imagine-
why would you go back to that?
A decaying corpse.
A decaying corpse, something that's dead. It's already dead. The only thing that exists is the outward, the external.
Yeah.
Everything about it is gone. Right? The infrastructure's gone. Right? The leadership is gone. Of America's gone.
Yeah.
The trust is gone. People don't trust in the government.
Yeah.
That's why you see all manner of protesting and rioting are going. So there's no trust between the people and the government. Right?
There's no trust between the people and the people.
Right, you
They're
have
gonna turn on each
all
other.
these governments say, or they promise back the good old America back again. Where is it?
Oh, make America great again.
Where is it? It's gone. You had Venezuela releasing all their prisoners
Yeah.
to the southern border of America. So the America's become the dumping ground of all the prisons of the world, man. They're just dumping all their prisoners, all their murderers, their rapists, their extortioners. They're just releasing them onto America now.
Oh,
They're all coming into America now.
This is something as you brothers are preaching, right? Elder Postahal put out a video, right? That's how they can't keep track of all the immigrants. They're going to tag them. He's got it right
Oh.
there. They're going to tag them because
So
they can't keep in track of all of them.
It's
You
a
see,
setup.
MOTB.
It's a setup.
It's a setup. Beautiful, man. That's beautiful, brothers.
Right. Right. So you see, America's been brought down to the grave. So now it's all about pleasure. When you see a society that this
All about pleasure.
Yes.
it's all about pleasure. There's no moral, there's no discipline there. It's on its way out. It's on its way out, I'm telling you. It's all about this, promoting this debauchery and it's this low level shit. that Even a man of the Lord has to protect his mind from.
It's true.
It's promoting this and that.
Yeah.
And it's just like the thought culture, the thought culture.
Yeah.
And all of these things is like that's the scripture says let me look at this. This bear before sin.
Huh.
Hold on.
But why is he looking for that, right?
Wait.
Okay, so lucky.
It's Proverbs chapter 14, verse 34. Righteousness exalteth a nation, but
There you go.
sin is a reproach to any people. So righteousness exalteth a nation, but sin, that brings trouble
Yep.
to a people. Reproach means trouble to any people. And that's what the city of sin the city.
Yeah.
That's why it says that the city shall be troubled.
Yep.
Because of pride, the city shall be troubled.
Yep.
You see what I'm saying? Trouble is coming on a worse degree than you see it now. The Lord has brought what? Famine, wildfires, tornadoes, storms to America,
Yeah.
rioting, bloodshed,
Death. All he says, death.
They had
right?
didn't they
The
have
Lord's brought all of this. But the Lord, what's the final trouble?
the
The
nukes?
time of Jacob's trouble. Jacob's trouble is coming. Right? A time of great tribulation and then destruction afterwards.
So like I was gonna say the final plague is gonna be the nukes.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
shit man, Ahab, you wanted to say something and I was gonna say something, so you say first.
No, but if you notice that what we're seeing now, even the government, you notice something, Caleb, I know you must pick up this, like Liz Truss. This place is like lust. Do you notice something? They're always showing this woman with this big breast, and when she's walking, do you notice it's something when she's walking?
No, I can't say
No,
I
no,
don't think I've seen her.
If
I've
you-
just seen her standing
She's
still.
no, every time she's walking, she's always bobbing, and that breast is going up and down, up and down, and that is
Like a
plays
pound
mine.
sterling.
It
Up
plays
and down.
mine, you know, yeah. It plays mine on, because you know what people do in this life. If they want to get your votes, they want to do something to attract you.
Oh, I see.
So they're using the sexual part.
Yeah.
So even that too. Watch it, man. Every time she's walking and bouncing. And all you see is them tight dress on with her boobs just jumping up and down. And I'm saying, they know what they're doing. They
Yeah.
use the psychic.
They're trying to fuck up the minds of the
They
people.
fuck up the minds. It's of destruction, Caleb.
Sleight of hand. Watch
Sleight
your
of hand.
hands so you don't see
Sleight
what
of
this
hand.
one's doing.
Yeah. So I think you've got
Trying
to
to
notice
fuck
that.
up the minds of the people. They're trying to pervert the
You watch it when you
minds.
see the news.
It's all about mind control.
I've seen the video, but I didn't.
If I may say, because we were talking about the things that are going on in the world, the death of this society. You were saying because of their pride, the city shall be troubled. If you was to look at all the women on the earth, like from the different nations, what nation has the proudest women? It's got to be America.
Yes, boy.
And what are they known for? Fucking twerking and
Hold
shit.
Yeah.
Hold 'em.
Yeah, hold 'em.
Exactly. So, because of their great pride, the city shall be troubled. Great trouble is going to come to America, man. And rightfully so, because that whole philosophy is being spread like fucking poison all around the earth. America's got to go, man.
Yeah.
There's like, using your head logically, it even says, what does it say? was it the 10 horn chop of the whore? Roughly paraphrasing, but even the EU's got to turn on America, man.
Yes.
And that's another thing that happened as well. Because I was going to say, didn't they have Storm Ian there the other day? And that's another thing that pisses me off. When I watch the news and they talk about, oh, Hurricane Katrina or Hurricane Ian, they give these storms names. Whereas if they were to come on TV and say, hey, look, man, Yahweh Hashem Yahashai is sending a storm to the east coast of America, people would think, hang on a minute, you know, maybe we should stop sinning a bit because the Most High is bringing judgment on us. But because these people are so proud, they don't want to believe it's the Most High. They just believe, hey, you know, this storm came out of summer, and yeah, we're going to call it Ian. I mean, it's like they personify these storms. Really, the credit should be given to Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai. So it's another way where they're deceiving the people from understanding that their actions are bringing about these calamities.
Right.
Fine.
The famines, the pestilences, the plagues.
It tells you that in Second Ezra. It says, because the people won't be mindful of these scourges. The Second Ezra 16.
Yep.
It says, calamities will come for amendment.
Let me get it.
Forget how it goes in the scripture book.
I got you.
And they always keep on pushing this Mother Nature. It's the Lord that's doing all these things.
They say the climate. It's the climate.
The climate, yes.
Hey man, this is perfect. This is 2nd Ezra 16 from the top. Woe unto thee, Babylon and Asia. Woe be unto thee, Egypt and Syria. Gird up yourselves with cloths of sack and hair. Bewail your children and be sorry, for your destruction is at hand. A sword is sent among you, and who may turn it back? A fire is sent among you, and who may quench it? Plagues are sent unto you, and what is he that may drive them away?
That's powerful.
You see, in all these countries, all these lands,
Yeah.
they're talking about, these are all spiritual nicknames for America.
Yes.
Woe unto you, Babylon, Asia, Syria, Egypt, Sodom.
All encompassed in Babylon the Great.
Yes.
Right.
Fuck America,
See,
man.
fuck America. Right? And a nuclear missile from Russia, kind regard.
Yeah, from Russia with love.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right, the brother got a piece of God.
This is Wisdom of Solomon chapter 5, verse 15. Actually, verse 14, Salakia. For the hope of the ungodly is that dust that is blown away with the wind, like a thin froth that is driven away with the storm, that as the smoke which is dispersed here and there with a tempest, and passeth away as the remembrance of a guest that tarrieth but a day.
Every scripture, every.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
The worthlessness of the wicked.
Yeah, that's beautiful. Right? You see that? See how beautiful the scriptures is all spiritual. Don't trust in anything that's carnal. It's all going to pass away. The scriptures is spiritual, and spiritual connotation to it. And you must trust in it, man. And believe in Yahweh, Hashem, Yahshua. Believe the prophets, and believe in the Heavenly Father. When the time will come, man, that's going to be the strength of salvation. The fear of Yahweh, Hashem, Yahshua is your hope. And the stability of your time. Right? That's what's going to keep you stable, because the only thing you have left is your faith.
Yep.
Right? The Lord's going to take everything from you. The roof over your head.
Yep.
Most about to take your clothes from you. The water, the food, the
Yeah.
raiment,
Wow, brother.
iron,
You might be running around.
fire. You won't even know how to make fire. The only thing you have left is
faith.
your own nakedness and faith.
And you can't see faith.
You can't see
You can't see it.
Yeah.
You have to believe it.
it. I'm telling you, man.
If I may say, you can't see faith, but you can demonstrate it. And demonstrate it is by coming out to the camp and doing
This is
what we're
it,
doing.
brother.
This is the demonstration of our faith. But yet, it's weird because by us demonstrating our faith, the hope is that other members of the elect will see our faith and then they'll be converted
That's what it's about.
to truth too.
That's what it's about.
It's a deep thing, man. It's actually, you know, you can there's never, it's like this is an ocean with no bottom, these scriptures, man. It's like depth of these riches are greater than we can even comprehend. The depth of it.
Yeah, man. Because even when we prophesy, when we don't even know what we prophesy, we stand out here, you know, brothers stand out here confidently and call ourselves elders and bishops. We don't even know what the hell we even prophesy. Call ourselves elders and we don't know. But it's them same men who call themselves elders. They're the same men who take the church.
Yeah, that's
That's
a good
scary,
point.
brother.
They're the same men, the very same men you see them. Shalom, Ark.
Yeah.
You know, that's right.
Yeah. with the,
That's right.
with the biggest
Bring it
beard,
out.
yeah. They might cause their whole camps to fall off. Hey man, that's the hour of temptation, man. Yeah, yeah. Got on.
IUIC and them, man. Don't ever be deceived, man, by how a man show himself. Fear in your heart, but in your share is the most important thing. Humility, sincerity, following the Lord with a good mind. Yeah, with good thoughts. It tells you that. Hold on now.
Yeah, can't. When you're
Hold
ready,
on
I'll
now.
bring it out.
Hold on now. It says. Salakia. This is Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 1, verse 1. Love righteousness, ye that be judges of the earth. Think of the Lord with a good heart. We have certain man, the Lord doesn't even know their thoughts. Think on the Lord with a good mind. Right? And when you think on the Lord, you might not pray as you should be. Or you know, have a fear within yourself, man. You still acknowledge him. You still acknowledge his presence.
Always.
You still acknowledge him. It says, think of the Lord with a good heart, and in simplicity of heart seek him. Like simplicity of mind, like a child, man.
Yep.
We're grown men. But what does it say? It says, and in simplicity of heart seek him. In simplicity, that's a child.
Yeah.
That's a childlike estate. This whole truth is a childlike belief. That's the how shall I call us what? Babes.
Yeah. Suffer the little children to come unto him.
Okay, exactly. If you don't come like a child, someone get that. Matthew's 18.
Can't.
If you don't be like this child, there's no hope for you. You have to suffer the tribulation high as this. But you must be as childlike as this
Wow.
to endure
Beautiful, brother.
what's to come.
I've
You
got
must
it.
be as childlike as some man call himself mature and wise in this world like this. But they won't be able to endure the tribulation like this. You must come like child like this. Come on.
Matthew 18 verse 1. At the same time came the disciples unto Yahushua saying, no, that's not the one. Yeah, it is the one. Who is the greatest in the kingdom of heaven?
Beautiful.
And Yahushua called a little child unto him and set him in the midst of them and said, verily I say unto you.
But who's the greatest?
Yep.
Because remember, all men are not equal,
Thank you.
even among the elect.
Right?
But who is the greatest? Come on now.
And Yahushua called a little child unto him.
What?
And Yahushua called a little child
A
unto him.
little child.
Come here, youth.
Yeah.
But the rest are fearing them. You're about to you, man. They look at you.
Little youth.
But Yahushua called the look at you.
Yep.
He said, come.
And set him in the midst of them, and said, verily I say unto you, except ye be converted and become as little children, ye shall not enter into the kingdom of heaven. Whosoever therefore shall humble himself as this little child, the same is the greatest in the kingdom of heaven.
And that just shows you that those disciples are all puffed up, you know, because they think that they know better than each other.
Yeah.
They say, no, I'm better than you, I'm better than you.
Yeah.
Now, who's the greatest? Who's the greatest? They all go all puffed up. And the Lord just had to humble him
Yeah.
by just putting him down. He said, listen, man, this, you know, you're learning from me, you walk with me every day. And he's put a child and he says, listen, you know what I mean?
You must. So it's showing you that The thing that you think is not what the Lord thinks.
Oh, that's heavy.
Good
brother.
point. My
Close
thoughts
the
are not
book,
your
close the book.
thoughts.
Close the book.
Close it.
Close it, brother.
It's closed.
I like that.
Right? So what you think, that's not what the Lord thinks. That's why you have to be open-minded with all your get understanding, because you might think you might understand. You're leaning to your own understanding. But even in that, you're deceived.
That's
You're
trouble right
completely
there.
deceived, because your whole leaning, your whole rest is upon what you think is right.
Yep.
And what's right in a man's eyes is the way unto death.
Yep.
Oh man.
That's why you must listen. People got poor listening skills nowadays. Everyone come puffing up in their own knowledge like,
But I think this and I think that.
yeah, you know what I'm saying? It's like, where's the emptiness? A man come up and he don't know, and he can admit that he don't know nothing.
Exactly.
That's a unique
Spirit.
approach. A man will come up and say, I'm willing to listen.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, man, it's not about that.
A grown, not even a boy, a man that can say,
Yeah.
teach me.
Yeah.
Whoa, that's a heavy spirit. Teach me. That's humility, discipline, that's manliness. And now, if a man come up and say, teach me, that don't mean that he don't know nothing.
No.
He knows a lot.
Lot. That's
He's
heavy.
trying to make her like he don't know nothing. So he's been wise as a serpent, but innocent as a dove. That man dangerous there.
Dangerous, bro. I'm telling you, brother.
That's true. That's the guy who will. That's a real sign of intelligence, where someone's more prepared to listen than they are to speak, because you can really find out a lot about a person if you just study what they say, and you'll find out more than they actually want to reveal to you if you actually pay attention to what they're
That's
saying.
heavy. That's
yeah,
heavy
yeah,
talk,
yeah,
brother.
yeah.
That's heavy.
It's true.
That's
You
heavy.
ain't gather information
Yeah.
like computer. You just gather information,
And you know,
and you're just increasing it, adding it to your knowledge,
yeah.
and then you increase.
See, it's lucky. That's something that Esau knows clearly, because you know they do wiretaps on phones, and like even with your regular mobile phone, they'll be listening to your conversation and shit.
Oh, big time.
Like for example, I remember one time, I'm not into Vans shoes, but I was talking to someone who was. Then all of a sudden on my phone I start seeing adverts for Vans
Yeah,
shoes.
yeah.
So it's like it's listening to what you're saying. You've got the videos out there of these Alexa devices listening to what people are saying. Esau's fucking listening, man. So he knows that principle. You learn more by actually surveillance.
Shut in your mouth.
Exactly, man. Exactly, man.
Right?
If I tell you something spiritual that happened to me, right, and this is scary. I remember one time I woke up and sometimes you think of music, any
Yeah.
kind of music in the world, nothing bad.
What particular song?
No particular song. It was a nice song I remembered, and I said I'm gonna go on the internet and type in to hear that song.
Yeah, comes up on YouTube.
Caleb, I pressed the first letter A, and the fucking thing came up.
Yep.
I just said, what the fuck is that?
That's
You don't know what these devils, you just don't know. Or it could be something spiritual, it could be, I don't know. But it was amazing to press the first letter and the whole song came up
It might be
on the
the
Google.
If I may, Ahab, it might be the algorithm as well, because with YouTube it keeps track of all your searches. Google keeps track of all your searches. So let me put it back on me.
Yeah.
You might not realise this, but Esau probably knows more about your likes and dislikes than you're
Than
aware
yourself,
of.
you're right.
Because they're always tracking what's he searching, what's he into. Like for example with this truth. Again, if you think you're sitting at home just listening to GMS on YouTube or whatever, don't think that Esau doesn't know that you're watching his videos, man.
Yeah, big time. Big time.
They're paying attention, because look, man, the magnitude of what's coming on the earth, they're not going to publicly admit it, but they know that the prophets turning up at this time means that Yahushua is near.
Big time.
So they're afraid of losing their kingdom, so they're going to do everything in their power to be on top of game, to feel, okay,
The Lord,
when's the Lord coming back?
Yeah, when's the Lord coming
No, so they're watching, man. They know. They know. That's why Google functions the way it does, because with that they're able to, like for example, now they're talking about, what is it that New Zealand Prime Minister was talking about, how they need to control social media to prevent opinions. What do they say? How do they call it? opinions that are basically contrary to the system. They were saying that we need tighter restrictions on people being able to post things on social media, which
Yes.
might be, subversive.
Yeah.
So, in the times to come, obviously, Esau's eventually going to shut the internet down. But do you think, let's say Esau was to establish his new world order, do you think he'd want anybody being able to speak anything contrary to their system? No.
No.
So, these times of us prophesying, they're coming to an end. They're coming to an end, and, one way or another,
Yeah.
it has to.
And then must come to it. Something that's valuable can't always be available.
There you go.
Eventually has to be taken off the market. Limited edition.
Yep.
You see them trainers there, man. You're only there for a season.
Yep.
Where you get them trainers from here? You can't find them no more. It was there, but now it's gone. Go to them.
Let's sell and buy.
Let's sell and buy for yourself.
It's funny, we thought the same thing.
We're not gonna be out here forever, my brothers. You have to be in the mind frame that this might be the last camp.
Always.
Every time
Every
I come
time.
to camp, it could be the last camp. Right? Before something drops. Great.
But that's spiritual because there was a last camp before the lockdown. You remember we had a lockdown?
Yeah, I was just thinking the same
Yeah,
thing.
we had the last camp, and then the lockdown came down. We didn't come to camp. I remember we saw crying. Oh, we miss each other. You remember? We missed each other, and we did some sit downs on the thing there.
Yeah. I remember when I said, I took Mr. Brother saying, listen man, do your diligence. And everyone was like, yes, it's elder. Shalom. And then,
The lockdown took
come.
Lockdown come.
I was going to say the lockdown took people out of the truth, man.
Well,
I mean, imagine that, man. If I'm not mistaken, didn't two brothers drop out during lockdown time? Yeah, 2 brothers. Imagine that, man. That's the time when shit's getting real.
We're going to look down, we're going to shut off after this.
Yeah, so like I'm just looking at that. I don't know if it's a plane. It might be a plane. But yeah, I mean it's a plane. Yeah, it's a light zone. But like, imagine that. This is when shit's getting real. We've been out here prophesying for time. Like I'm excited to see. Hey, man, when the trouble comes, how am I going to roll with it? Yeah, I want to. That's when the movie starts. That's when the adventure really begins. But it's like when shit's starting to get exciting. Oh, I can't do this anymore. Come on. Yeah, exactly. That's when you should be even more invigorated to be about this truth, man. Not when you're. That's not the time to wax cold.
Yeah.
That's the time to wax hot, man.
Hot.
this is why boys don't
Even
get
hotter
killed.
knowing that we're getting closer.
Yeah, man.
It's like, yo, you want to prove yourself even more.
Exactly.
You know?
Slappy Elder. You said one time, I want to see the chaos, man. I want to
Yeah,
see
man,
the
I remember.
destruction.
I remember.
That's exactly what I
Yeah.
want every day, man. I want to see these people getting fucked up. I want to see the cars backed up in the street, no
Yeah.
traffic moving, people running riot, looting shops.
Horns.
Yeah, I want to see all that drama, man.
Yeah, man.
Chaos.
Yeah.
Man. Chaos, man.
That's gonna be like music to my ears, man. And I'll say this as well, man. God forbid this be the case, but when the chariots come and the nukes are flying, even if I didn't make it, God forbid that be the case, I'd be happy knowing that, hey, you know what, man? Even if I wasn't worthy, I still did my part. You know what I mean? Ride or die, man. Go, ride to the end.
It's true, man.
You know, don't fucking because those are the people who always fail, man. Because they're not fully persuaded in their mind. Like for example, if you look at any boxer, I mean, the brother Ariel will probably be able to talk better about this than me because he's more into boxing. But a fighter that wants to be a champion, he doesn't go into the ring thinking, oh, you know, I might lose you. You're not going to a fight half-minded. You go there thinking, look, man, I've gone through my drills. I'm going to do what I'm going to do. If I lose, I lose, but I'm going to give it 100%. If you go in there giving 50 or 40, you ain't going to win. It's like the same with this truth, man. You can't come into this thinking, oh, is the Lord coming back? Oh, I don't know. No, man. That stuff, that was supposed to be dealt with
You have to give yourself over to the Lord. That's just to love the Lord with all.
100%.
And lean not unto your own understanding.
Just it says, what does it say? It's a Midian, ropey. It says, it's like it. It says, it's like this is Sirach or Ecclesiasticus chapter 2, Verse 12. Woe be to fearful hearts
Yes.
and faint hands,
Beautiful.
and to the sinner that goeth two ways. Double-minded.
Yep. Unstable in all their ways.
Woe unto him that is faint-hearted.
Yep.
What does it say in Galatians, man? 6 and 16. Don't be faint. Galatians.
Apostle Paul was a great example of that, because sometimes when he spoke, there was riots about to break out in it. It's like,
Galatians 6 and 16. And as many as walk according to this rule, peace be on them, and mercy and upon the Israel of the Most High.
What's the scripture say? It says, Lord, do what you want to do. So 6 verse 7. 6 verse 7. 6 verse 7. Yeah.
Be not deceived.
Yeah.
Galatians 6 verse 7. Be not deceived. The Most High is not mocked. For whatsoever a man soweth, that shall he also reap.
Right.
For he that soweth to the flesh, to his flesh, shall of the flesh reap corruption.
Right.
But he that soweth to the Spirit, shall of the Spirit reap life everlasting.
Come on now.
And let us not be weary in well-doing.
Let us not be what?
Let us not be weary in well-doing.
Don't be faint in well doing. Come on.
For in due season we shall reap if we faint not.
If we what? If we faint not. Woe be unto the faint-hearted. We go back. So we're at 2. Verse 13. Woe unto them that is faint-hearted. Right? Because you're not sowing. You got faith, man. He said that the Lord delayeth his coming.
and you begin to sleep and slumber.
Yeah, and start to rebuke the one that doing the work, man.
Yeah.
For he believeth not, therefore shall he not be defended. So when all hell break loose, the Lord don't have no need for unprofitable servant. He's not going to send his angels on the right hand side to guide you and protect you. He's going to hand you over to Satan and say, no, Satan, this guy here, he was ashamed of me. He was faint-hearted. He didn't believe. So fuck it. Take it.
Yeah.
Right? Hold on. Woe unto you that have lost patience. And what will you do when the Lord shall visit you? When the Lord visit this earth. I don't mean the Lord is gonna, no one's around, Lord come knocking at your door. I mean when the Lord visits this earth, man. The Lord gonna come and visit this earth. It's a lot going on. Is Second Ezra. Salakia. Right, so it says Second Ezra chapter 6, verse 17, and it happened that when I had heard it, I stood up upon my feet and hearkened, and behold, there was a voice that spake, and the sound of it was like the sound of many waters, which is Yahweh Shai. And it said, behold, the days come that I will begin to draw nigh and to visit them that dwell upon the earth. The Lord, Yahweh Shai, is going to visit them that dwell upon this earth. But people don't believe, man. Because they think that what? This house is going to continue forever. They don't think that everything's If it's going to continue on as it always been.
Yeah, from the beginning of creation, of this day, willing
Yeah.
the ignorant.
Yeah. No change.
Right?
That's the point.
But the Most High sent out his prophets, man. They say, listen, this is what's going to happen. He that have ears to hear,
Let him hear.
let him hear. Meaning you have a lot of our people that don't have them ears. Meaning they're not going to hear. Meaning they don't believe. Remember that gift of hearing is a gift, man. Meaning you're a special individual. Let me
Blessed are
continue
your
on.
eyes for your seeing, blessed are your ears for the hearing.
Right. So it says, Psalm Sirach, chapter 2, verse 13. Woe unto them that is faint-hearted, for he believeth not. Therefore shall he not be defended. Woe unto you that have lost patience. And what will you do when the Lord shall visit you? They that fear Yahweh will not disobey his word, and they that love him will keep his ways. Right. I'm telling you, our time's going to come where this economy is going to collapse. And when it does, man, your money, your petrol stations, everything that you hold dear will be lost, man. Right? Your jobs. And what will you have then in that day? The only thing you have left is your faith.
That's right. You might not even have a shirt on your back, but you've got to keep your faith, man.
Right.
Let no man take thy crown.
Wow.
With that, they had to run, man. Anyway, with that, man, we're going to close out.
Come on.
Barakatha
Yahweh.
Barakatha Yahweh Shai. Barakatha Yahweh. Barakatha Yahweh Shai. Barakatha Yahweh. Barakatha Yahweh Shai. Barakatha Yahweh. Ba'ashem. Yahweh Shai. Ba'ashem. Rakak Wadash. Kwam Yasharala. Kwam Yasharala. Kwam Yasharala. Kwam Yasharala. Kwam Yasharala. Shalom.
Shalom.
Wow, man.